No one cares about their back until it's messed up and it's late. And I am no exception. I messed up my back and it was not that bad, so I managed to fix it. How I did it? About that in a moment. Hi, my name is William. I have multiple channels across the YouTube, some of them faceless, some of them for YouTube shorts only. On this channel, I share my experience and knowledge. So, I did a lot of work in the younger years. I was a mover helper and then I was a foreman, and it was very physically demanding job. You can't work this job more than half an year or more than 1 year. Something going to happen to your body because it's a lot of moving around. It's a lot of heavy stuff. And I remember I was negligent in terms of the lifting techniques. I was bonding my back. I wasn't bonding my knees. And I rarely asked my coworkers to help me if stuff was really, really heavy. I remember I was alone doing piano, wrapping up in a blankets and cardboard, and then I would tilt it on the other side, on the side, all alone, and that is a ridiculous idea. Don't do this alone, okay? You don't want to do that. So at some point, I felt like my back started feeling uncomfortable, but I didn't pay attention for that because at that time I was thinking that I'm kind of in a good shape and it's gonna fade away. Every uncomfortable feeling gonna fade away at some point. Just give it some time, right? So this is the wrong approach. I needed to take a better care of myself. I remember a couple of times it was I experienced pain in my knees and pain in my back, so it did slow me down, and I used what do you call them, Advils, like painkillers, and was a wrong decision too because I supposed to go home and apply some ice to my back, and after that I would apply something hot like what do you call it? Hot bottle. It's a rubber thing that you fill with water and take with you to the bed, so your muscles and bones can relax, and at the morning you feel better. None of that I did back then, and it was a mistake later. Later I got a job in IT, and it was a lot of sitting in front of the monitor, which makes sense, but when you're sitting a lot of time behind the monitor on the chair, you unintentionally take a pose where it's much more easier for you to maintain it, like, you know, shoulder in the front, and then bonding your back to the point where it starts feeling uncomfortable in a half an hour or 1 hour, but you do this anyway because it's much more easier to focus. I did all of that for a number of years, and it did fire back at me eventually because I feel like my my posture is, even if I'm walking, it's kind of a little bit deformed. So how did I fix all that? One moment, I'm getting to that. Later, I got a job in airport as a ramp service agent. So I'm moving some. It's physically active job. I'm moving some stuff here and there. I'm loading baggage, and usually I work in a pit. And it's very small space for me because I'm very tall. I feel like it's like I'm in a car. I'm 6'6", and it's very tight spaces for me. So I usually on my knees, I usually on my hands, I have 4 points of contact with the surface, right, all the time, like a dog. Anyway, at some point I was negligent to the lifting techniques. I was throwing the heavy stuff in a pit, left and right, and I was rotating my body in unimaginable angles, and I paid the price. At some point, I felt a sharp pain in the lower back, so I couldn't do my job properly. And I supposed to go home and take a day off or two, and it took like 2 weeks to restore again my to my full strength, because I was like I wasn't thinking much about that. But later on, I remember my coworkers noticed that I not that strong enough, right? So they give me some time. They put me on the, what do you call it, light duty, which was right thing to do. I wasn't handling the heavy stuff anymore. So my restoration of my back did go much more easier and much more faster. But I supposed to tell about that kind of thing like straightforward and go home. So anyway, I did what I did. So after that, I did learn a lot of things: how to handle my back better, how to use proper lifting techniques, how to take care of my body in general, so it can serve me well and not suffer a pain or toll later, right? So how did I fix my back? I decided that I applied ice and then hot bottle in the night. I did also a lot of exercises, which is a good thing to do. I have a plastic round piece that I leave on the floor, and then I apply my back on it, and I'm just rolling. My weight, pressing my back towards this plastic round piece, and when I'm rolling, it's like massaging my back. And it's a good thing to do. Morning, evening, I can take it to the job and do it in a while it's a break. Other than that, you know how you can connect your hands and fingers behind your back and then straighten out your arms to the point where your shoulders going to take a shape where your back forced to straighten out, right? If it makes sense. So your chest and back is so straight. If you do that, if you do that for like half a minute or 1 minute, it's gonna help you to keep your stance for some time during the day when you do some tasks or activities. So I would recommend this one too, to help your back, to help support your back. Other than that, I also learned exercise. You know, like if you had ever a cat, they do stretching. They put the paws in the front and then they stretch their back, like, and they keep their butt up straight, and it makes a good, what do you call it, a good condition for the back, for the discs of the back in the spine. It make a good condition for them to like stretch them a little bit, give a little bit space and take a proper position between discs. If it makes sense, again, you probably need to see a picture and maybe I will find it for you. But anyway, I did that exercise too, and I'm doing that a lot. I'm doing warming up in the mornings, like stretching my body here and there, and I do that kind of exercises that I mentioned it earlier. So all of that helps me to keep my body in a good shape, in a good tone, and I don't feel like I have any troubles with my back, with my knees. And I remember it was time when my disc in the spine was irritated. I did I For some reason I start noticing that if I drink a lot of water, when my disc irritated, they kind of become enlarged, and that causing them. It's not like intrusion, but it's causing them to what do you call it, to apply some pressure between each other, and that causing like discomfortable feeling, like it's a lot of pressure in the back, so I can bond it, I can move it straight, and I feel like an older person. If you see like older person walking and can't straighten out their back, I had that. I already had that, and it's carried me so much, and I feel like I need to take better care of my body. So what I did back then, I reduced consuming water to the point where I'd start being like, and it start having an impact on my inner organs because water is essential. It have a lot of things to do in the body, including micro reaction in the body, chemical reaction. So I can't just not drinking water like for the days, right? I was consuming but a small amount, and my lips was so dry. But that helped me to manage my situation with irritated discs in a back. I wouldn't recommend do that unless you know what you're doing or you have some experience with that. I had that experience in my younger years. I remember we was lost in a forest with my friends, and we spent 4 days looking for the way back. At some point we found a river, and it was like a blessing, so we could drink much, but we didn't have the food, so we were starving for the 4 days. When I was younger, it was bad experience, but it was not a disaster, right? When you're younger, you can manage some things. Again, don't do this on yourself. It happened to me, and we eventually found the way back. But I realized that I can reduce my consuming of the food and water if necessary, to the point where I can just not doing it for the days. And again, it's my experience. It works for me. It's not necessarily works for anyone else. Okay, so don't do that. You don't want to do that. So what is my point? Where I reduced my consumption of water, I turned it this facet back, right? I start drinking water again in a amounts where it doesn't hurt my back, and it's enough to support me in my daily activities and on my job, which is physically active, right? You always need to consume enough amount of water for your body, otherwise it can be consequences. Okay, right now everything is okay. I still monitoring my situation with my back, but keep in mind you can always have this routine during your day, even if you're good, if you feel good. Something like warming up and exercises in the morning, it's not gonna hurt you. Okay, if you feel good, it's just gonna support you in the future. So I'm doing that every morning, every evening, and I feel good. And that's my point. Do this as a prophylactic, right? Is it correct word? Do it before something happens, so you have a lot of experience, so you know how to feel good, how to do properly lifting, how to do properly exercising. All that kind of experience you will need to apply at some point. When you get older, you're gonna do this anyway. You know what is Tai Chi? It's like exercises for the old people, and it came from China, and people do this all the time, and they live a long time. So keep this in mind too, it's a good point. Okay, I'm talking too much today about my back, but I hope that experience that I shared from my life will help you too in your life. Okay, let me know what you think about this in the comments, like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.